feel like I'm starting to get the hang of this. I hope. Oh. Let's pull up the seller page. Move this so I can open this up. Of course. Like an inch too shy. That's fine. They're trying to sell me on the speed stuff. What if it's too much on the door? That's fine. You can sort of see the cards up there. Oh well. Those will be stories for another day. What a long day it's been. I feel like I've been talking a lot today too. Throat is sore. Oh well. Alright, print machine. Do your thing. Any second now, it'll start. I promise. There we go. Pull up the page so I can see if anyone chats. Why have you not printed? Alright, what's going on? It usually works. Says it's printing it, but it's clearly not. What's the issue here? It can't be productive. Oh, there we go. The thing is like 10 years old, so at some point I want to buy a new printer, but they're expensive and all the newer printers want ink. I don't want that. So 9 orders today, which is not bad. My channel. At some point, I want to experiment around more with the live stream just to see what I can put up there. But for now, just sitting here and chatting with people. Do it on its own, you know? Oh, Splinter Twins sold. That's fine. Yu-Gi-Oh! Guilds of Ravnica, Flesh and Blood, list reprint. Fungasaur? Who's ordering Fungasaurs? Not guess. So once again, this is a mostly Magic order, which is strange because like all year it's mostly been Force of Will has been the high seller. Like with the majority of orders for a lot of the year. Force of Will, some Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially over the summer. Over the summer, Magic was terrible. Let's get the Splinter Foot out of the way. Why did I put you there? I'm back. Scourge, Visions, Guilds, List, and Coltnet. It's a good spread. Out there, Scourge. We get a lot of Scourge sales. Not sure why. A lot of the dragon cards, like Dragon Breath, Dragon Shadow, Dragon Scales. These cards. Got a few of those selling every once in a while. Some Phyrexian Walkers from Visions. That's a card. This bad boy actually has some pretty cool flavor text, if that's what you're into. Three Phyrexian Walkers. Beautiful. Love this bad boy because it costs 0 mana. It's got a pretty good flavor text. Obviously no effect because it costs 0 mana. It's a 0/3. But I like it quite a bit. I think it's a pretty dope card. And we've got Guilds of Ravnica with Creep and Chill. Guilds down here somewhere. And I know people say not to fall in love with what you sell, and a common bit of advice is don't buy and sell things if you get too attached to them, but I can't help it when it comes to cards like Phyrexian Walker. I almost don't want to part with them. Just because they're so good, you know? The List. 99% sure the list is in this box. not. There, so, yep, okay, Fungasaur. And then the final Yugi Magic card is Cold Snap Thermopod. Upcoming video I have for the Lore Seeker channel is all about Ice Age. The set, not the event. And a lot of people don't know this, but Cold Snap is actually part of the Ice Age block, which is kind of cool that they would release a third set for that block 10 years later, I think it was. Yeah, this Thermopod. What a strange dude. I know why people play Thermopod. It's you sacrifice a dude for a red mana. Lots of utility there. 4, 5, 6. Not bad, not bad. Sleeve, sleeve, sleeve. Penny sleeve, penny sleeve. I don't know. I bet the more I get accustomed to this, the idea of live streaming, because I've always been very hesitant to do it. Hell, I was hesitant to do the Frank's Hobbies channel, but still, I digress. Hoping that the more I do it, the more energetic I can be for you guys. I know it's after a long day of work and all that jazz, but it doesn't do well to not try to be entertaining. Try. Keyword. I'm getting short of the ones in the box, so let's grab some more. These things, if you're buying and selling online, you're going to go through so many of these things. It's nuts. My sincere advice, if you are planning on going on TCG Player or eBay to sell cards, buy top loaders by the case. It's just easier that way to get a huge chunk of them in. All in one go. I did not see that before. Alright, I'm going to set that one aside. One of these Splinter Twins has a scratch on it. I'll send a message to that guy, see if he still wants it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I wonder when that happened. Had to have been while I was boxing it up. With the other long holds. Oh well. It is what it is. I'll send that guy a message. Let's take them all up. And do the other three. getting through this much faster than last night, where I spent a half hour doing 7 orders, I think. Unacceptable. Definitely not going to let that happen again. Not too caught up in wasting time, you know? Tape that up. Well, wish I had something more exciting to talk about other than just packing orders up and finding mistakes with the orders. But I don't think there's been a lot of news since yesterday in any of the TCGs. Although I learned that the early years collection for the Switch, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game collection, I found out that was delayed again. I thought that came out last month. Turns out I was wrong. Gonna have to poke Amazon to see when that's coming, because I put 2 pre-orders down because I really like one to throw sealed and the other one to keep. Crack, sorry, I meant, because obviously I want to play those old games. One of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh games of all time. 2 of them are going to be on the collection. Reshef of Destruction, which I absolutely love, even though it's dog shit. And Dark Duel Stories, which I love, even though it's dog shit. What can you do? What can you do? I really like that about the early Yu-Gi-Oh games. They were very experimental. Dark Duel Stories was very experimental. Duelist of the Roses was very experimental. Falsebound Kingdom, experimental. And of course, you had all the other weird spin-off games like the Capsule Monster Coliseum. That one was a blast. And the more you played those older games, the more they really got to stand out and stick around in your memory, because they really were completely unlike any modern Yu-Gi-Oh game, you know? Dark Duel Stories had a completely different rule set to Yu-Gi-Oh normally. Reshef of Destruction was a fucking nightmare. The difficulty on Reshef of Destruction is out of this goddamn world. I know people like to joke about how hard Dark Souls is, and I do too from time to time, but beating Reshef of Destruction, now there's a challenge. Which leads me to the Magic question. We've obviously had Pokemon TCG simulators. There was 2 for the Game Boy Color, whatever. And we've had various Pokemon TCG video games over the years. Like 3 different iterations for online play, I think. I know there was a new one that like just came out this year and people are super excited about it. And Yu-Gi-Oh has had dozens, I have to say. Over 20, easily. Video games that are just dueling simulators. From the Tag Team, Tag Force games to Over the Nexus, to all the World Championship titles. Yu-Gi-Oh has had a lot of card games. Card game video games. And I feel like Magic has not had a lot of digital clients. there was Duels of the Planeswalkers, MTGO, Arena, and the early video game. It was just titled Magic the Gathering from back in the day. And that one only had like a few sets in it, up to 7th edition, I think. You know, the energetic Frank, I like your chill vibe. I appreciate that. I'm referring more to my actual like mental energy rather than my energy. My problem is I get up early, I try to have breakfast, but I go to work, then I come here, and then I do my orders, and then I do some sorting, then I go inside. So at the end of the day, when I'm getting to this part of my day, I'm just kind of tired, you know? More often than not, I find myself just thinking, damn, I really want to push this off till tomorrow. But I know that if I do that, then even more crap will pile up, and I'll be even further behind, and tomorrow will come, and tomorrow Frank will want to strangle yesterday Frank. Oh! Speed Duel card sold. I know a guy who would be happy to hear about Speed Duel card selling. Pokemon TCG Pocket. Yeah, I thought that was the name. I wasn't 100% sure on that, though. SGX3. Dark Unity. Now, is this a real card, or is it some crazy... Oh, that's a skill. A Jaden skill. Oh, Supreme King. Whatever. Duelist Nexus. Infernoble Arms. Infernoble Arms. Almace. There we go. I got there. Some of these cards, man. Just pronouncing them is a challenge. Alright. Let's those off to the side. Bright Lights, Dynasty, and Everfest. This guy wants a bunch. Bright Lights, Boom Grenade. Really hope it's in this box. Shenmar, that was it. I thought it was just called Magic the Gathering. But... Nobody want to imagine it. Fun naming convention, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Alright, hiccups. No, I didn't have the chat all the way down. I'm just kind of misaligned. I'm looking for boom grenades. This box is packed. Boom grenade yellow. Speaking of fun names, DDDD, Super Dimensional Sovereign Emperor Zero Paradox. Yeah, I believe that is a name. You told me that was a card name. I believe that. Although, to be fair, when it comes to modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I just have to take my opponent's word for it. When it comes to modern Yu-Gi-Oh effects, names and all that jazz. My opponent says that their card lets them shoot me 47 times in the chest. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm not reading it. I just trust that that's doing what they say it does. Well, Sprocket Rocket. I love my favorite example of a crazy Yu-Gi-Oh card What am I looking for? Dynasty Urgent Delivery. Anywho, there's an Endymion card for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a Link Monster. And it's got like 4 or 5 paragraphs of text on the card. And I have promised myself that I will never read that card. I will never look at its effect. I'll never know what it does. And if somebody tries to get me to read it, it's just not going to happen. That Endymion effect is a small short story. Yeah, that one. Yeah, like I said, it's got like 4 paragraphs or something on it. I definitely consider that my limit. Over my limit. Everfest Tebow. Is that box 3 or box 4? I'm gonna feel really silly if this needs to be foil. Oh, it's foil. Okay, we're good. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? I'm just finishing up these orders. Have an order that has a scratched card, so I'm going to send that guy a message. See if he still wants it. You didn't get much work done. I can't judge you for that. I also don't get a lot of work done. It's got a weird scratch on it. It's this Splinter Twin right here. I don't know if it's going to show up that well on the camera. You can, yeah, right there at the very tippy top. There's a scratch. And if I had to guess, it's like right along the border. My guess is that it got it while I was packing it up. Because I remember getting all my Splinter Twins in back when I ordered them. And they were all in really good condition. So that had to have been my mistake. Not the guy who sold to me mistake. And it's whatever. Stuff happens. Mistakes are made. What matters is that you as a seller try to do right by your customer. Keep them informed to the best of your ability. Did you ever try Bakugan? Boy, did I ever try Bakugan. Never tried Bakugan. Did I ever try Bakugan? You have no idea who you're messing with. Love this thing. These little magnetic bastards. I don't remember the names of any of these guys, so. Love to fuck around with them, though. It's the little clicks they make when you move them around. It's just so satisfying, you know? What have we got in here? Oh, I remember this one. took a paintbrush to this one. This was the Nintendo DS promo one. I couldn't resist. I actually really liked that game, the Bakugan for the DS. It was really fun. Good luck finding a sealed copy. It's that little click. Hang on. Is that coming through? You guys hearing that? That little click they make? You put them back into place? Hang on. You guys hearing that? Because it's a beautiful sound. I could play with these all day. What do I got? Click, click, click. What are you? That's such a good sound. That's how you know this shit was addicting to kids. Give it a little click. Kid's gonna be all over that damn thing. This one's kind of translucent. It's a great. Haha! I really like this one's design. It's like a little snake. And guess what? It clicks. Clicks. Beautiful. Anywho, to answer your question, yes, I've played Bakugan. Quite a bit. The eyeball octopus. I need a name. Eyeball octopus. Sounds like a Metal Gear Solid character. Whew. I'm back. Oh. I'm going to Google eyeball octopus, Bakugan. Let's see what comes up. Alright. Bakugan. Eyeball octopus. Oh, what the fuck? It's it. It really is like an eyeball octopus. It's fucking wild. Who designed that? Fucking psychopath. It's the kind of thing that gives kids nightmares. One of the most common trash mobs. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. And I have thrown a lot of little balls. Bakugan. They still sell Bakugan at big retailer stores. I don't think an LGS that I have entered in the last 10 years has sold one. Although there was a dude, not Bakugan, but Beyblade. Like last year, there was a dude at my one LGS who brought in just a bunch of old Beyblade parts. And we just played with them. It was great. Should probably do that with Bakugan at some point, huh? Seriously, Beyblade is fun as hell. There's just something so primordial about building a spinning top and then lugging it at an opponent. Used to modern Beyblades with screws and sharp stuff on nightmares. Yeah. I do not remember anything about Beyblades that I had when I was a kid, except that I really liked playing with them. That's it. That's all I remember. I had watched the show, obviously. I watched Bakugan, too. They spin and they explode. I watched Chaotic. I watched a lot of anime that were designed to sell a toy brand. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't alone. It was just the most successful. And I don't count Pokemon as an ad for the games. I liked how the world of Beyblade revolved around the game, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Jackson 5Ds. Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? Could you imagine if the real world was like that for one of our favorite games? Presidential elections aren't decided by vote. They're decided who's best at baseball. Crazy. Beat 'em on? Yeah, I remember Beat 'em on. That was fun. Anime was very, very popular in Finland in general, especially since Japan, Netherlands, and Finland co-produced the most popular version of the Moomin series. You gonna tell me about Moomin? Yeah, I remember. I just didn't know if you had another spiel in you. Yeah, there was a Kingdom Hearts TCG back in the day. I never got a chance to play it because by the time I had somebody who was interested in trying it out, it was no longer being sold in stores. I had a similar experience with the Harry Potter TCG back in the day because the Harry Potter TCG was only being sold in this one corner store near where I lived. And I had only one other guy who was even interested in playing it, so of course I picked up some packs, and we just kind of ramshacked some decks together. We had a lot of fun with it, but we definitely did not do it right. Yes, Huntic did have a TCG. I do remember that one well. I remember the animation style they used for it. Because that one was not Japanese, right? It was French? I want to say. Who produced Huntic? Italian. My sincere apologies. It was Italian. All three Italian people I know are going to strangle me for that. Now, the French animations, stuff like Code Lyoko. Anybody ever watched Code Lyoko? I have. I fucking love that cartoon. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Those are marked as good. Let's contact the Splinter Twin dude. Send that message. Hope that that dude gets back to me before tomorrow. When I actually put these in the post box. I'll just leave that there. It's a Splinter Twin, so he'll probably want both of them, but you never know. It's kind of a coin toss. Most buyers don't really care for the actual condition of the card, but there are some people who are really, really stringent and will flip out if it's not in absolutely perfect condition. So I always send a message just to be, just in case, just want to be careful. Never want a situation where somebody could, be dissatisfied. MTG question: why aren't there more counter target creature type spells or traps? The old subtype. I could answer the trap one very easily. Traps were not very popular when they debuted in the original Zendikar block, I believe. So many of them were situational. And while they did have very good effects, those effects being so situationally tied, it just made them not ideal for people to include in their decks. Now, Wizards has moved away from specific hoser effects for the last 10 years now. There have been very few effects that target a specific type or a specific color in the game, just because that's just not a design space Wizards has found to be enjoyable. As for the more counter-target creature spell effects, I don't know, I feel like there's been plenty of them lately. I could be wrong, but I feel like in the world of counter spells, there's plenty of variety. After all, it's a 30-year-old game. They've printed a lot of different effects that do very specific things. There's the orders. Swell. What to talk about? Because I've got 15 minutes. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink some water. Staying hydrated is important. Traps were traps aren't very fun play space because dedicating a slot in your deck to a very specific kind of circumstance is never a good idea. Since war, counter spells for creatures has become more common. Yeah. I'm willing to believe that. It definitely feels like it's become more Creature the Gathering creature that's happening since war. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk about these bad boys on the channel yet. Let me grab some weird cards you guys have probably never seen before. Just grab a fat stack of them. Oh. Might have mentioned these in a video. Didn't dive deep enough already. Look at this fucking thing. This kind of card. I believe the TCG is called a Heresy. So the back looks like that. Front looks like that. You'll notice that there's no strict border for the art, separating it from the rest of the card, especially at the bottom. Especially at the bottom where it just kind of fades out. This card game has art by Richard Kane Ferguson, Dave Seeley, Carl Walther, John Pyrard, a lot of really nice artists. Daryl Midget. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about this stuff. Yeah, it's a mid-90s TCG. It's a strange one because... yawning. Compare that card size side by side with a Magic card, you see the problem right away. These are really tall boys. Tarot sized. Tarot card sized. And yeah, it's just called Heresy. Got a stack of these boxes, actually. Top loaders for Bromods, yeah. It's called Heresy, with the set name, I guess, being called Kingdom Come. I've been meaning to do a video on this in a while. Heresy, Kingdom Come is a trading card game of darkness and reascension. Fallen angels, cyberpunk demons, and forsaken mortals clash amidst the ruin of a blasted Earth. You and your opponents assume the roles of great and powerful seraphim, vying for global, spiritual, and virtual domination in the face of overwhelming odds. The struggle for ascension has only just begun. To play Heresy Kingdom Come, each participant needs one starter deck, one of these, and a copy of the game rules contained herein. Additional cards from other Heresy starter decks and booster packs can be used to enhance your gameplay. And it has a wonderful quote from Dante on the box. All hope abandon, ye who enter here. And these retailed for $10, $9.95. No wonder why these weren't very popular or talked about, because, again, that card size is not ideal. Not ideal. I'm not cracking that open. If anyone's interested in playing it with me sometime, though, I do got a stack of this crap. a long list of card games that I would love to try sometime. I gotta get myself a the miniatures tables to play the game. Yeah, probably. I gotta bring someone on board whose only job is to sit here and play test card games with me. Whatever random crap I find on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. That'll look weird on the tax, you know. It says here you have an employee. Yep, pay him weekly. What's he do? He plays card games. Bad card games from the 90s. Oh. Wouldn't that be something? Probably also be talking about those at some point. Some cards up on the wall. Time Twister, Oh the Liliana, they're big boys. Got some stuff hopefully coming on. Hopefully by Friday. That I'll be able to talk about on the channel as well. TCG I did pick up just to talk about on the channel. Dragon Booster. Dragon Booster, which is based off of a cartoon by the same name, which is about racing with dragons. It's like horse racing, but there's dragons instead. Saw a oh, I am tired. Crap. Saw a lot on eBay for like 20 bucks. So I decided, yeah, I'll grab that. Bought some more dot hack boxes because I really like that. That's something I should talk about at some point. I'll probably make a video on that. Not tonight, maybe tomorrow night. I'll do that recording. Too many people in the TCG world go on and on about how all the good deals are gone. That's not really true. You find good deals all the time. I have a card coming later this week. I paid maybe a third, maybe a fourth of its raw price, and it was a PSA 9. If you're diligent, if you're patient, if you know what to look for, there are a lot of really good deals out there. So, just saying. That's something I should probably talk about. It's a shame they did not make official prints for most tokens from original Mirrodin and Ravnica Block. Yes! We've got, let's see. Sand tokens made by the one Nephilim. Pentavite, or Pest tokens, I think. I think it was Pest tokens that never got an official printing. And of course, the big one, Kaldra. Could you believe it? I went through all the tokens. There is no Kaldra. Pincher. Okay, yeah. There is not a single Kaldra token card. It's nuts. I find that unacceptable. Kaldra did not get a token card. Never got a token card. He's got art. He has art. But he never received a token, and I don't think that's okay. Nowadays, we get tokens out the wazoo, especially when they're not needed. You know, we got a different zombie token every set, a different angel token every set, a different food token every set, but no Kaldra. Completely nuts. You bought a proxy? Good. Remember, kids, giving money to WotC is cringe. I don't know. They don't have the best decisions at that company. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt I don't know. They just they keep making weird decisions that don't make sense from a financial perspective. Like, who at Wansea thought Magic 30 was a good idea? I wonder if he was fired. I wonder if whoever first pitched that idea, I wonder if he lost his job. At this point, though, outside of maybe Legendary Studios, is there a good TCG company anymore? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Bushiroad does a really fine job. They really do a good job of trying to promote tournament play. Especially at their bigger tournaments for the various card games. I think they're a bit lazy when it comes to Weiss Schwarz, but I don't think Konami has the issues a lot of the bigger Yu-Gi tubers complain about. Not earnestly. Now, I sincerely don't think Konami is as bad as people make it out to be. I think the Pokemon Company is doing a fantastic job. And with the exception of decisions not made by them that they could not have any control over, that can rile people up sometimes, I think they do a great job. I do think of the big three TCGs currently on the market, not only is Pokemon the strongest, but it has the biggest chance of lasting longer than I will be alive. The Konami of the American side, yeah, a lot of the complaints are about Konami, just their TCG release policies. I, for instance, have a huge issue with the fact that we still don't have any English Rush duels, which is nuts. Ah. Bushiroad has some major issues when you dig in a little bit. Bushi USA are extremely small staffed and loaded over with a Singapore division that absolutely make decisions that really trend, makes things half-assed and inept. I'll have to take your word for it. I have, based exclusively on my own experience with them and talking to a bunch of people, I've not heard a whole lot of negative things about them, but the biggest complaint being just after release availability of products, which is not really them problem. But maybe there's something I'm just not aware of it. It's the same thing with Konami. Like, maybe Konami is a terrible, terrible company, but I'm not seeing it currently. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, 9 years ago, with the whole Kojima issue, that was obviously a pretty scummy ordeal, but I don't think it weighs on the company now. It's probably all the energy I've got in me, so we'll probably stop here for the day. As long as I have at least some orders to do, I'll continue trying to do these streams daily whenever I get home. So keep that on your plate. Yeah, the thing is, I hear a lot of complaints about Konami, but it's mostly like, why isn't there more prize support? Why are these cards at their certain rarity? Why are the print runs the way they are? There are legitimate issues with the TCG release for Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like almost every single set is overprinted, and I feel like Konami has significant more sets coming out than they really should. And I feel like card balance is not an issue they care about. But with the exception of the overprinting and the amount of sets, I think their card balance is just a part of the game at this point. There's not really a whole lot they can do to lower the power of the game on account of the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a rotating format. It doesn't have one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an eternal game. So there's nothing you can do about the power level. As for the amount of releases, you can't really tell a company to not make money. You just can't. You can tell them that you're fatigued, but you can't say, stop trying to make money. resource in Yu-Gi-Oh! Your deck in the house, so that's it. That is where your Lince card design. Yeah, that is a problem. Yu-Gi-Oh! From its inception was a card game that was not amazingly balanced, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be balanced to be fun. In fact, some of my fondest card game memories are from Yu-Gi-Oh! But I also don't think it's wrong to say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is horribly imbalanced and has foundational issues that Rush Duels tries to fix. And yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a rotating game. It's never rotated. Banning is the only way you're getting rid of those cards. Yeah, chaotic imbalance was definitely part of it on the TCG side, but we can talk more about that another time. I will call it quits here for the day, kids. I know some streamers go hours and hours. And Nils was talking about how some streamers go for like 8 hours a day just sitting in front of a camera talking to people. Kudos to those guys. I won't say I could never do it, but I got so much crap to do. $10 of drinks and food, yeah. They moved 1D4 Chan to 1D6 Chan. Is that what happened? Alright, I'll check it out, see if there's any good articles. I used to love reading 1D4 Chan. What a fucked up site. Alright, we'll call it there for the day, kids. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, all that jazz. Let's see where tomorrow takes us.